This year, from the Eagles, expect the unexpected. G'day from the West, Lucas here, and welcome back to another Footy West video. And today we are talking about a few things to expect from the Eagles going into 2025. I've done a similar video to this one, some positives to look for the Eagles going into the season. So if you haven't watched that one, check that one out as well. But today I'm just going to run over a couple things that I think we could expect to happen in 2025 for the Eagles. So before we get into it, if you like what you see here on Footy West, make sure you give us a little like and give us a little subscribe and turn on the post notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the goods. But we'll jump straight into it today, and I think the first thing we can expect that is a bit unexpected is a rise up the ladder. And when I say rise up the ladder, I am not talking about top 4. I am probably not talking about top 8. I'm talking about 12th to 14th. I have seen a lot of ladder predictions so far. Mine will be out soon. But I have seen a lot of people put West Coast in the bottom 2 or the bottom 3. And I don't know if this is bias, but I genuinely think that we are a chance to leap out of the bottom 4. And again, not up to the top 8, not up to the top 4, maybe not even the top 10. I'm saying we can get out of the bottom 4. And the reason I say this is I watched the practice match. I know it's just a practice match, but I see lots and lots of positives, lots and lots of change, lots and lots of good change. I see faster ball movement. I see better defense. I see more youngsters coming through and playing well. And I see hope. I see hope that this side can get back to where it used to be. And I just think sides like these young and upcoming sides who are rebuilding, they've got a new coach, they've got faster ball movement. I just think these kind of sides sometimes will sneak up on other teams that are unexpecting. And I definitely think that West Coast will snatch a few games in 2025 that they're not expected to win. And it's the young group, the vibrancy around a young team who are learning every day the game of AFL footy. Because as much as it is a physical game and your skills have to be up there, so does your mental state. You have to be mentally in the game. You can't be psyching yourself out saying, oh no, we've blown this, we can't do this. And young guys, they're just always like, yeah, we can still do this, we can do it. And they've got a lot of energy about them. And they're coming through this West Coast side. And I think that's going to go a long way into helping them get better and improve throughout the season and the seasons to come. So I think a mini surge up the ladder is definitely on the cards for West Coast. Equally, it could go wrong and everything could just fall apart like it has done in previous seasons and we could plummet back down. But I think it's more likely that we do move a little bit up the ladder, to the 12th or 14th range. Another thing that I think a lot of people should expect from West Coast this year is the young talent coming through. We will be playing lots and lots of youngsters. We'll have our veterans in there, as long as they stay fit and uninjured. You would expect McGovern, Yo, once he gets back, Oscar Allen. As long as they all stay fit, you would think they stay in the side all year, and there'll be that level head for everybody, Liam Duggan, Tom Cole. But you would expect these guys to stay in the side and be the head of experience. Liam Baker, Jack Graham, who was really impressive in the practice match as well. Those guys will stay in the side you expect all year and will suit McQualter's game style and be the level head for these youngsters. But you will see plenty of young talent coming through, and young talent that have good leg speed and move the ball quick, because that suits Andrew McQualter's game style very well. We saw the likes of Tyrell Dua. He flourished under that game style. Jack Hutchinson was playing it very well. Elijah Hewitt, Noah Long, all these young guys, and Hewitt and Long coming back from injury looked amazing. So you've got all these young guys who are quick and good with their feet and good with their hands and move it quickly, who will really suit Andrew McQualter's game style. And you've got plenty more guys who haven't had the opportunity yet, and I do think that the new coach will be able to bring them opportunities and they will get a crack in this side. And I think if they get a crack in the side, I think they should get a couple games to show what they can do. I think the likes of Archer Reed, realistically, Waterman and Allen will probably both not be fit for every game in this season. I doubt we're going to get through 23, 24 games where Oscar Allen and Jake Waterman are playing every single game. So I think if we need that second or third tall, I think Archer Reed should definitely get a crack, and in the mix with Jack Williams as well. And you've got plenty of the 2024 draft class as well. You've got Shanahan, Bo Allen, who looked good in the practice match as well, Tom Gross, Luca Grego. You've got all these guys who look really good, and I do think West Coast got a very good draft haul in the last draft, despite all the hardy-bardy about pick 3. But I do think that we've got a brilliant draft haul, and they should all get an opportunity, and they will probably all crack in at some point. And I think another thing that we will see this year at West Coast, which we haven't seen for the last couple years especially, is selection pressure. Now, touch wood, they have a healthy list right now, a reasonably healthy list, West Coast. I mean, you've got Yo out, you've got Waterman and Harley Reid sort of managing some soreness, but you would expect they'd be ready for round 1, you would hope anyway. But relatively healthy, the Eagles, and they've got a lot of stocks now. There's a bit more depth in each of the key positions. And I think there will be pressure on guys to keep their spots. And what particularly comes straight to my mind, especially after watching the practice match against the Tigers, is the small forwards. We have got heaps of small forwards on offer. I think if you count them, you've got Jamie Cripps, Dua, you've got Noah Long, Matt Owies, just to name a few. There's one I think that's escaped me. Tyler Brockman, he performed really well against the Tigers. So all of a sudden, you've got this pressure on spots, and it will force the players to play to the best of their ability that they can. But I also think that small forwards really suit Mini's game style. So I think it wouldn't hurt to maybe have about 3 or 4 playing in the lineup. And then you've got your defensive stocks that have been boosted as well. Hopefully we signed Sandy Brock. I think he looked really good in the practice match as well. And then you've got Harry Edwards, who's coming through. McGovern will come back. Hoff's looking good. Jinby's looking really good as well. So I think we're starting to develop more of these key position players as well. So there will be more pressure on these spots. And that goes a long way, because if you're under pressure to keep your spot, you are playing as hard as you can. You are playing as well as you can. I think in the last couple of years for the Eagles, there hasn't been that pressure on spots. So guys are just like, yeah, okay, well, no one's really gonna come take my spot. So I mean, if I don't perform today, it'll be okay. I'll be here next week because no one can take my spot. But now that you've got all these guys that are coming back from the injury, and hopefully the injury list stays relatively healthy, you've got this pressure on spots. And guys are being forced to perform, or else you're gone. And I think Andrew McCoulter won't be afraid to drop these guys either. He will not take any slackers. If you are not performing and we've got people knocking down the door for your spot, you are out. So I think we can expect some more harsh decisions from McQualter and the selection panel, and these guys that are in charge of looking after the lineup. And I think there will be pressure on these spots. And then just one more thing. Exciting footy. I think the Eagles are going to play some exciting footy, some really exciting footy at times this season. I don't think it'll be consistent. I do not think they will show up every game and consistently play this exciting brand and consistently get close. At the end of the day, they are still rebuilding. West Coast are still a rebuilding side. There will be downs. There will be games where maybe you lose them by 5 or more goals. But the thing I think is improving this year is that that will only happen once or twice, you would hope, this season for the Eagles. And I think we will see exciting games with the Eagles. I think we'll see some really exciting passages of play under this new game style and the new coach. And I think it's really something to look forward to for the fans. And even just in the practice match, we saw so many exciting passages of play. I mean, you've got the young guys coming back. Noah Long tapped a goal to himself. Elijah Hewitt snapped around the body out of a stoppage. Received from Hutchinson as well, who's another exciting player. But even, like I said, just from that practice match, you can see there's a change. There's a change in the game. There's a change in their attitudes, and it's refreshing for the side and for the whole club. So I think that West Coast are going to play some really exciting footy, and I think you should expect to see some really exciting times and exciting moments this season for the Eagles. So that is what I am expecting of the Eagles in 2025. I could just be rambling and none of that happens and it's a disaster. I know I keep saying this in my videos, but at the end of the day, we don't know what's going to happen. We're all just talking and what we think is going to happen, but at the end of the day, the story will unfold as how it goes. But nevertheless, that will wrap up today's video. If you liked what you saw today, give us a little thumbs up, give us a little subscribe. But that is all for today. And I hope to see you again soon back on Footy West.